The infamous air quotes are back. Oh my God, you speak so well. Compliment or coded insult. In this clip from episode 8, we get into those moments where ignorance collides into culture. From a White House slip-up to hair-touching in personal space, and what it really means to be heard. Enjoy, listen, share, and I'll meet you in the comments.
Anyway, as we think about the things that happened this week, and there are a couple stories that caught my attention. The first of which was, speaking of culture and speaking of nastiness, one of the things that stood out was you had the president of Liberia who visited the POTUS. And as the president of Liberia was speaking, the shit show and his eloquence decided to say, okay, you speak so well. And I think me and a lot of other folk were taken aback by the fact that, it was embarrassing for this individual who is the leader of this particular nation not to know that Liberia is an English-speaking nation. But it just sort of fits who he is with respect to his ignorance. And so I'm always, and I say all that to say, I'm always fascinated by things that some white folk may do and say that, in this particular case, speaking so well, and that happened with even Biden, with how it originally said something to Obama about him being so eloquent and so well spoken. Have you ever been told that you speak so well? Because you do speak well.
Thank you. That is so kind of you. No, I've never heard this before. Just kidding. Of course I have. It can be a slight. One of the things I find interesting with that question and then with the question with the POTUS and what happened is that we have this expectation for people that are in marginalized groups or that have been disrespected to always respond with grace. And if you're insulted, you're supposed to remain calm. You need to make sure that your pain doesn't disrupt the livelihood and the feelings of the one that oppressed or insulted you. And at some particular point, I say, Grandpa, you're just not invited to dinner. Just go put your teeth in and go to McDonald's because you're not here anymore. We just have to get to this point where when we're angry and we speak up, that we're not defined as aggressive, that we're not as difficult, and that we don't have to smile and walk through it.
So how do you respond if you're approached or if someone says to you, Len, you're just so articulate, you are like they're surprised that you would be an articulate person or like they're surprised that you speak well. Have you seen that your response has changed over the course of your life? Because mine has. When someone has said to me something like that, and I'm like, well, how do you expect me to speak? I mean, I'm a graduate of the greatest university that God created. And so with respect to that, I get that sometimes we'll have some individuals who did not mean offense when they say it, but there are others that it is coded, is charged, it is said in a manner that I'm shocked. How have you responded to that in that moment when it's happened to you?
So you asked me if things have changed. Yes, things have changed. In my younger days, it would have probably been an Angela Davis response, and I'm up in arms and got my black bands on, and that's it. We're going down. Now I do approach things with a little bit more grace, and I'll probably use humor to deflect and try to better understand their intention behind it, and then do a gentle correction. And this is how I receive this. I receive this as something that is surprising to you that a person like myself would be able to be articulate. And, I also have running water and I have access to a car. Can you believe it? So I will try and understand a little bit more. And if the person is someone that is important to me or that I want to be important to me, I will take the time, even though I don't want to educate them. Because I do believe as an adult, the onus is on yourself to educate yourself. And I don't need to do that. If they're important to me, I will let them know how it was received and suggest other ways to express a compliment. Younger days, yes, we were up in arms. I'm just getting ready to start the new Black Panthers. Now, I'm just so calm now. I'm just a calm, gentle person. You mentioned this crystal around my neck. It just brings me calmness. Can you feel the calmness?
No, I don't think of calm when I think of you. That crystal must be defective because there's no aspect of it that is working in with you. You sure that you don't have one that's like the anti-calm version of the crystal? Do you have like you have crystal? What is fake crystal? Is there a version of fake crystal
I
where
don't know, John. I don't deal in fakeness.
so your hair? No, I'm not saying your hair is fake. No, I'm saying it is.
If I did, I really made poor decisions. You bought that?
So I'm always fascinated when you have people that will say that individuals want to touch the hair. Has that ever happened to you where an individual has wanted to, are you a toucher? You like individuals? I mean, if individuals, some people that are touchers, that
Sure.
they get close to you and they have to have their hands on you. Does that bother you? You strike me as a toucher.
Okay, so I grew up in 99.9% white environments. And so, oh my God.
I could not have known that with the
John, we're going to go ahead and table that because we're going to circle back around to that in your idea of what blackness means. So I'm going to tell you about blackness. At any rate, I grew up in primarily black neighborhoods and environments. And so, growing up, sometimes my sister and I were the only black kids in the school, and not just our classes, but the entire school. So there was this curiosity where people wanted to touch my hair, or if my mom had put braids in, oh, let me touch your hair. Again, Angela Davis, it didn't work out well for anybody because I'm not afraid for the fisticuffs. And it's just like I think if I ever have to go to the pokey, the first person I'm going to do is punch somebody in the face so that they know to back up. So I don't particularly care. You can't touch my face. You can't touch my skin. You can't touch my hair. I mean, even my kids, they know not to touch my hair or my face with your oily little skin. Don't do that. Now, if someone makes a comment about my hair, I will take that under consideration. If it's someone, again, I'm so sorry, ladies that are my friends. If it's someone that's not black and they make a comment about my hair, I immediately go to the bathroom to comb it because it must look really bad if you make a comment about it. I think what they're saying is it looks different. Not that it looks good, but that, again, it's that language that has been commonly used. And I don't think that people take the time to understand how it's received, right? So if I started touching someone else's hair, they would be offended. And I kind of want to do that. Just go up to someone, oh my God, your hair is so silky. Oh my God, can I touch it? Just rub my face all in it. Would you like that? No, you would not. So don't do it to me. I'm not your object. I'm not your doll. You can't just touch me when you feel like it.
Yeah, I think that the larger conversation with what happened with the shit show in Liberia is about understanding white folks specifically, understanding black culture and understanding, as you said, there's no one way to be black.
Thanks for tuning in to another lively conversation.
She the one got them bangers.
This podcast is a production of the SME LLC Media Group. All rights reserved. If you are enjoying the show, hit the subscribe button in the top right corner. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and check out past episodes. Until next time, take care and be well.